Morning and welcome to the Senior Hour, which is sponsored by Comfort Keepers in Home Care and Advanced Audiology. I'm Barbara Cochran with my co-host Dr. Jean Dorio on your hometown station KHTS. This is a show for, about, and by seniors, giving information to enhance one's quality of life. And Dr. Dorio won't be here today. He's off doing doctor things. So it's just you and I, baby.
All right.
And our guest, Dr. Polucki. How are you, sir?
Awesome. It's great to be here.
Good.
Great. So today I'd like to talk, it's kind of appropriate this time of year. Actually, most people, if they're going to make health a resolution, are going to do that January 1st. Most people do.
New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
Right.
However, most people don't follow through. Within 3 to 5 weeks, almost everybody has given up on their resolution.
Absolutely.
So here's the rub. Everybody knows that this is the time of year to eat more, go to parties, sleep less, drink more. And I don't know how prevalent that really is in the senior community, but I know a lot of gluttony goes on from now until the end of the year. So is that any different in the senior population?
Well, for me it isn't.
Right.
It's no different.
Okay.
But I've never been a gluttony type person.
Right, right.
I mean, sometimes my weight goes up and down, but you know, I don't drink. I'll have a glass of wine for dinner and that's it. Mm-hmm. And I think as you get older, your body doesn't tolerate that.
Yeah.
Mine doesn't.
Right.
Because I get more tired.
Sure.
Much easier.
Uh-huh.
I mean, even getting here this morning was a chore.
Yeah.
With all the things I'm doing at home.
Of course.
You know. But Russ is out of the hospital.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, he's home.
Good.
24-hour oxygen.
Wow.
He had pneumonia.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had pneumonia. Yeah. And I spent most of my days there.
Right, sure.
Staying with him, making sure he had those little things in his nose like he's supposed to. Mm-hmm. Because it's very uncomfortable. Yeah. And I can see that. So, but anyway, I'm here and we're having friends coming over for lunch or bringing us lunch, which is very nice.
That is nice.
Yes, it is. It is. And the caregiver said to me last night, she said, Barbara, don't you ever stop?
All right. What fun would that be? So I'd like to talk a little bit today about what you and I did last year from Thanksgiving to New Year's. Remember?
Right. Yes, yes.
And that's one of the new programs that we're doing. But also in 2019, we're doing an ongoing series of free classes that support every area of health. And some of it's going to be more appropriate for seniors than others, but I'd like to talk about a few that we're doing because I think it could really, this information can benefit everybody, including seniors.
Okay.
So I don't think you've been to any of my classes. Now, you were on the diet that I'd like to talk about,
yes.
But we have a whole class about diet now that covers a lot of the misinformation out there and gives people a step-by-step process and the information they need in order to make intelligent choices about their diet and whether they are going to take any supplements or not. If they are taking medication, which ones are going to work better for them and which ones they probably need to stay away from. So we have a whole class based on that, and it's totally free. It runs about an hour long, and it is designed to give the people the information that you would hope would be online, but unfortunately isn't, because most of the information out there is just designed to sell something to you.
That's true.
And it's not necessarily appropriate. I don't want to say it's false information. I'm just saying that even if it is good for some of the people some of the time, it may not be any good at all for you. And that's what this class is about, finding out what is really right for you. Because a long time ago, I don't know if you've heard of the gentleman Hippocrates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the father of modern medicine.
Yes.
About 2,500 years ago, medicine looked very different. Our Western medicine was not that different from Eastern medicine today at all. In fact, you couldn't tell the difference. Hippocrates, the man responsible for the start of Western medicine, all medical doctors today have to take the Hippocratic Oath.
Mm-hmm.
Above all else, do no harm.
Right.
Well, that's not always the case, as we know.
No, that's very true. That's very true.
But one of the things that is most interesting about this guy, Hippocrates, was one of his most famous quotes is, "Let food be thy medicine, let medicine be thy food."
Mm-hmm.
So we've gotten so far away from that with a pill for every condition under the sun, and if that pill doesn't work, then see your doctor and get something stronger, on and on and on and on and on.
Mm-hmm.
We are very heavily indoctrinated in the
That's
drug
a good word.
in the drug culture
That's
in
right.
this country, because there's a lot of money in that. And that's I'm not as radical as Gene is about this, but there is something to where has medicine gone as far as, is it really still above all else do no harm, or is it you're going to sell this product or you're going to lose your license? And that is the pressure that a lot of medical doctors are under. And unfortunately, the patients don't realize this.
No, they don't realize it.
So where do you go to find out how to have any other option? Because every single commercial out there is, take this pill. Take this pill for this problem. That's what people think healthcare is. And every political campaign is, well, who's going to cover your drug benefits? How is that going to take place? And is insurance going to be private market? Is it going to be single payer? Is it going to be a socialized medical system? And none of that really matters. They're really just spinning it towards making more people more dependent on more drugs. Mm-hmm. And it's hit from so many different angles that we don't even consider, above all else, do no harm, and let food be thy medicine. And that's where this class really comes in. There are some people who actually like taking handfuls of pills every single day. This class isn't for them. But anybody looking for any option other than that is not going to be able to ask their doctor what's right for them, because their doctor can't give them that answer.
No, that's very true. And what's interesting is all of the ads you see on television for this pill and that pill, and it'll do this, 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 and this for you. Now they have begun saying there are precautions. Yeah. There are possible side effects. Uh-huh. And it's about time that they did that.
Yeah.
Many years ago, well, not many, but I'd say probably 7, 8 years ago, they didn't do that.
Yeah. Well,
no possible side effects. It'll cure you. It'll be fine. But now they have to come up with the side effects.
Right.
That medicine I took.
Yeah.
Look what it did to me.
Yeah, it gave you cancer.
It gave me cancer.
Yeah.
But when I was taking it, they didn't say anything about possible side effects. And I do not believe if they say, well, we didn't know that. Come on, give me a break. How long has that stuff been around?
Right.
Many, many years.
Yeah.
I don't take anything now. Vitamins.
Right.
That's it.
Well, there you go. And I'd like to talk with you a little bit about that. First of all, let's briefly talk about the diet that both you and I went on starting last year Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and it was for what?
6 weeks. Yeah, till the end of the year.
Yeah.
So while everybody else is putting on 8 pounds that they promise they're going to take off starting January 1st, I've developed a different strategy, and it's not that hard because I purposely chose the hardest time of the year to eat right in order to do this, just to prove a point. During that time, I went to parties. I went away for a long weekend in wine country with a group of people who were all gourmet chefs, and stayed in the same house with them for 4 days, and I still was able to lose 17 pounds in wine country with gourmet chefs, surrounded by gourmet chefs.
That is an accomplishment.
So what was your experience with the diet?
Didn't I lose 8 pounds?
At least.
It was 7 or 8.
Yeah, I know it was.
I wanted to lose more.
Right.
But
it's the holidays. So here's the thing. If it weren't the holidays, I think you would have lost more. But just the fact that it was during the holidays where most people are going to put on weight, and you lost 8 pounds is a minor success. Can I ask you, how difficult was the diet to do?
Was not difficult at all.
Not difficult at all.
No, it wasn't. Because it made sense.
Yeah.
And when you stop and think about it, what we eat now doesn't make sense.
No. No.
But going on that diet did, because it was a combination of items that helped spur on the weight loss.
Yep.
And I have to admit, I did take a little bit of wine, but I took a very little bit.
Right.
And as opposed to a glass of wine, which I normally have for dinner.
Right.
I took a half a glass or less.
There you
which
go.
Didn't hurt me at all.
Nope.
But no, to me it was a very logical diet to go on. I wouldn't have used the word diet because it was a logical way to eat.
Right.
Not even as a
not
diet.
some crazy starvation.
Right.
You can't do anything situation that promises you this ridiculous result.
That's
that
right.
very few people are able to obtain, even if they do torture themselves. So you're right. It shouldn't be called a diet, but there's no better word for it right now.
That's true.
It's an actual more 360-degree approach towards nutrition, that one of the main benefits, besides dropping inflammation out of your body, is that you have a significant amount of weight loss in a very short period of time.
That's right. And it didn't hurt my body at all.
No, it helped. It's actually healthy. It's good for you.
Yes, it was absolutely good. Now, do we need to take a break? I thought so. I saw those evil eyes over there. I'm Barbara Cochran on your hometown station, KHTS. Bye-bye.
Rosemary with Beyond Harmony Med Spa with some great news about Kurt Stinson. Now, why am I telling you that?
You can enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner in a casual atmosphere 24/7. At Denny's, the lunch and dinner menu has a variety of appetizers, craveable burgers, salads, and entrees, along with the best desserts in town. Wherever you live in Santa Clarita, there's a Denny's close by. If you're pulling an all-nighter or don't feel like cooking, get into Denny's today. Good stuff is happening at Denny's.
Land of Sweets, where she meets the Sugar Plum Fairy. Performances run Saturday, December 15th through Sunday, December 16th at Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center at COC. Call 251-0366 or visit santaclaritaballet.net.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Hi, I'm Miles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers in Home Care. Our caregivers help you in your own home. A Comfort Keeper can provide companionship, meal preparation, medication monitoring, assistance with personal care, transportation to doctor appointments, all enhancing your independence and safety in the comfort and privacy of your own home. So if you or someone you love could use a helping hand at home, call Comfort Keepers at 287-4200. That's 287-4200.
Join us at our 4th annual community tree lighting at the Valencia Marketplace on Thursday, December 6th from 5 to 8 p.m. The celebration will feature entertainment by choirs from area schools, Magic Castle magician Dennis Farrell. Our KHTS fire truck's going to be on scene along with Santa Claus, who's going to be available for photos and to greet children. Tree lightings at 7 p.m. and bring an unwrapped toy as we kick off our annual Sheriff Toy Drive. So join us December 6th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Valencia Marketplace on the Old Road in Stevenson Ranch.
Hometown, your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran on your hometown station, KHTS, and we're speaking with Dr. Thomas Polucki, a local chiropractor, and I would say a nutritionist also.
Well, I got to be careful about that, but
Oh,
I
you
am
do?
a certified functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, which is a mouthful.
Okay, say
and
that
is the
again. Say that again.
Certified
Right.
functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner.
Okay.
So that is the accurate title. But I could get in trouble for calling myself a nutritionist. It doesn't matter. It's just legal
That's
mumbo
just a
jumbo.
word.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, here's what most people don't know. In medical school, your conventionally taught medical doctor has about 40 hours total in the whole 4 years of med school, 40 hours total on nutrition.
That's all?
That's all. And it's usually exclusively about either the nutritional deficiencies of certain disease processes or the drug interactions that they have to be aware of. And that's it. That's the extent of their nutritional training. So these certifications, which I have half a dozen of, each one of them are a minimum of 400 hours, and some of them are much more. Some of them are 800 hours specifically about nutrition and functional medicine and these things, how metabolism works and the nutritional approach towards health. Like I said in the first segment, the father of modern medicine, Hippocrates, said, "Let food be thy medicine," but we've gotten so far away from that that almost sounds ridiculous to most people these days, because everybody knows that if you have this problem, you take this pill. If you have that problem, you take that pill. And why isn't the government paying for everything and all that? Because that's what all the information out there is about these days. But it's got nothing to do with, above all else, do no harm and let food be thy medicine. So that's where we come in. And I've designed a whole series of classes. They're free. So you don't have to worry about, is insurance going to cover this? They're free to the public. All you have to do is call the office, 661-753-9340. I'll say that again a little slower because most people say their telephone number like it's a race.
That's true.
It's
That's true.
753-9340. And we'll put you on the list of notifications of the class schedule. We're going to be running them throughout 2019. There is one left this year, and that is on the 11th of December at 7 p.m. Now, that may be past some people's bedtime. I get that. But if you're up and about for about an hour, you're going to learn some things about nutrition that you will not find on TV, you will not find on the internet, you will not find if you ask your doctor. It took me a lot to get this information, and I'm sharing it for free. It's part of the kind of practice that I do, and everybody who's had it, because I ask at the end of the class, did you learn something? Are you going to put some of this to use? And so far, everybody who's been through the class absolutely learned something that they had no idea about before. Even if it's something as simple as taking a look at the contents of your supplements, the vitamins that you think are actually doing you some good, and knowing some key phrases to look for on that of whether those vitamins are actually any good for you or at all. So that's just one small part of this, and I make it very easy for most people to follow.
Okay, and that's December the 11th?
December the 11th at 7 p.m.
7
And you
p.m.
do have to, there's limited seats. I cut off the class at about 10 people because I want there to be that kind of connection. I want it to be a small group where you're getting my attention instead of this huge thing that, you know, nobody really gets anything out of.
What day is the 11th?
That's a Tuesday night.
Tuesday night, okay.
So in the talk, there's a few things. We touch base on the history of food and medicine and their relationships, because it's important to know that. And the most important thing is there's so much about, oh, well, you shouldn't have carbs, or you shouldn't have fats, or you shouldn't have too much protein.
Or too much sugar.
Or, yeah, well, that's carbs, too much sugar. And that keeps cycling around. Every couple of years, they shift who the bad guy is. But for a real long time now, fats has been the bad guys. So everybody shifted over to carbohydrates, and now carbohydrates is the bad guy. And at some point, it's going to come around that, you're having too much protein, and protein is really bad for you. So and it just keeps going around in this ridiculous cycle. And the answer really is that none of these things are good or bad for you. It's how to do it right. It's how to do it right that's appropriate and not insane, that is going to throw your body into all kinds of chemical imbalances and make you sick. And that's what most diets ultimately do for most people. And that's why diet success has such a low success rate.
That's very true, because once you take it off, in another 5 or 6 weeks, it's all back on again. Yeah. Because you go back to what you normally ate before.
Right.
Most people go on the diet figuring, I lost 10 pounds.
Right.
A month later, those 10 pounds are probably right back on again.
For some people, it takes longer, but yes, exactly. Within 3 months, most people have put right back on whatever they tortured themselves to take off. And I give you the information how to never have to do that again. How to, once you lose it, if you choose to, how to never have to diet again. Some people don't want to know that. Some people, they feel like, I just need to lose 20 pounds because I'm going to this event or whatever. And then the follow-through is the hardest part for everybody.
Yes.
I get that. I get that, nobody wants to think about what they eat. They just want their lives to be easy. I understand. I'm not making it an issue. I give you the skills to make this program easy, to understand what foods really do for you, how you respond to individual foods like a carbohydrate, like a protein, like a fat, because everybody's a little bit different in that.
Absolutely.
But we teach you how to pay attention to how those things are affecting you, how you can combine those things, and how you should never combine those things, depending on you. Not based on what some book says, or not based on some study done on some group of people that has absolutely nothing to do with you, because that's typically what all diets are. All commercial diets are based on some shred of truth that applied to some specific group under some specific set of circumstances, but it has nothing to do with you at all. And they want you to believe that you're going to get the same result. And it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't, because like you say, every body is different.
Yep.
I mean, every physical body is different.
Absolutely.
And it's interesting because some of the foods that I have eaten, I've been able to tell, ooh, that wasn't good.
Yeah.
That didn't make me feel better.
Yeah. That's critical.
It is. It really is.
But a lot of people will just keep on eating it anyway and take some kind of pill to make them feel better later. Right?
That's very true. Adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Because that's what we're taught to do. Oh, you've got indigestion? Just take this antacid or take this pink cement or whatever and keep doing what you're doing. Because you know, we don't want you to change all your bad habits. Just, you know, more power to you. You just have to take these toxic substances in order to compensate.
It's interesting because I was diagnosed with acid reflux because I kept getting heartburn. And I thought, what's the matter? Well, the doctor put me on Prilosec. And it was working. It didn't, you know, it wasn't bothering me, and the acid reflux went away. And I started thinking, wait a minute, I'm doing something wrong as far as my food intake.
Right.
That was causing that problem. Because the body doesn't do things without a reason. You know.
Exactly.
It really doesn't.
But in this culture at this time, those thoughts are not common. The common thought is something's uncomfortable, something's wrong, I need to take a pill for this. That's what most people think. Instead of saying, okay, my body's trying to tell me something, what do I really need to do here? Most people take the shortcut right to, oh, something's wrong, I need to take a pill. And that's not by accident. That's by design. That's
pharmaceuticals.
That's by the people who make the money out of people thinking that every problem is solved by a pill. And then you develop these epidemics that where people then it's, oh, well, you know, don't take drugs. Well, how can you tell people not to take drugs when every single commercial out there says the answer to every problem is you just have to take drugs?
Take a pill. Take a pill and it'll go away.
And we see this in every portion of the population, but seniors take more drugs than anybody.
That's very true. That's very true.
And it's just part of our culture. That doesn't happen in other places. That doesn't happen in other countries. That is a unique phenomena to the United States. And we have the #1 healthcare system on the planet. We're #1 in cancer. We're #1 in the cost of our healthcare. We're #1 in diabetes, which means we have more than everybody else. We have more cost. We have more cancer, we have more diabetes, we have more hypertension, and we have more obesity than every other country on the planet. So being #1 isn't necessarily a good thing.
Not in this particular instance.
Not in this case.
No, not at all. No.
So that's what this whole series is about. Over the course of 2019, you have an opportunity to learn. Whether you want to learn or not, it's totally up to you, and they are free classes. I already know this stuff, so I'm not doing it for my benefit. But if you're frustrated with not getting the results you want from taking more and more pills all the time, there's an answer to it, but you're never going to get that if you ask your doctor.
And you know what's interesting? What you eat has a lot to do with your body's functioning, especially where high blood pressure is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
I think what you eat has a bearing on that also.
Sure. And every degenerative disease, every one that I mentioned, the cancer, the heart attacks, the diabetes, what did I leave out? All of the top 5 killers that nearly every senior is on some form of medication for, supposedly to prevent. I'm not going to get into that one. But Gene, on the last show, he let us know that that whole take a aspirin a day or a baby aspirin a day to prevent a heart attack, that's not real.
Now, where did that come from?
The makers of the product, the manufacturers of aspirin.
Well, what are they saying is in aspirin that would keep you, prevent you from having a heart attack?
The reality is that aspirin without magnesium does very little at all. But the active ingredient in aspirin, if you need to know, the chemical is acetylsalicylic acid. And acetylsalicylic acid does poison platelets. So people think, because they've been told by their doctor that, well, aspirin thins the blood, and that's what prevents you from having a heart attack or stroke. It does nothing to change the viscosity of blood. It does not thin your blood at all. It just doesn't allow you to clot properly. So the only reason you would clot is if you have damage in the vessels, in your arteries, in your veins. And then when the blood cells go through these damaged arteries and veins, which are usually damaged by lifestyle factors and inflammation within that system, people tend to clot. And then clots can lead towards heart attacks and strokes. So the theory was that, well, if you take something that doesn't allow clots to form, you're going to prevent heart attacks and strokes. And without any scientific evidence of that fact whatsoever, it just got pushed through the system. And every medical doctor on the planet was told that you absolutely have to tell every patient that they need to be taking aspirin to prevent a heart attack or stroke. And nobody ever questioned the science or the validity of the science or whether it was even real or not. And for the past 2 decades, that was the recommendation. And now they just found out that it's all bad science. None of it was real, ever was. But it made the manufacturers of aspirin trillions of dollars.
Yes, and made them very happy.
Of course. So the real answer is, let food be thy medicine. And then there's some other stuff. And that's what the other 3 classes are about that we're going to be rolling out through 2019. But the first one, last class of the year, on December 11th at 7 p.m. in my office, and you need to call because there's limited seating, is new diet health information, facts, new diet health facts. And you will learn a lot about all the less than scientific stuff that you see on TV or hear on the radio or see online, or all your friends are talking about they should be doing this diet or that diet, or they should be taking this supplement or that supplement, or all of that stuff. Because again, it's not that everything is a lie. I'm not that kind of a guy. It's that most information out there is just not appropriate for you. That's an absolute fact. We teach you how to find out, without doing too much work at all, whether what everybody else is saying that, oh, you have to do this, is actually going to even be worth your time to try. And then if you do try it, how to make sure that it's actually giving you the result instead of just going along with the herd, where 60% of people are going to get bad results from any piece of information out there. Only 30% are going to get the good results.
That's very interesting percentage.
Yeah.
And with that, we need to take a break, don't we? Okay. I'm Barbara Cochran on your hometown station, KHTS.
At Advanced Audiology, we know how important hearing is to you, your loved ones, your work success, your safety, and your ability to stay in the game. Most people won't admit hearing loss to themselves or others. We make it easy for you. Today's digital hearing aids come in a variety of styles, including invisible. All feature-rich, providing unparalleled hearing quality, wearing comfort, and automation that simplifies your life. Don't be fooled by our imitators. There's only one Advanced Audiology with the purple sign next to AAA on Valencia Boulevard.
Frontier Toyota has teamed up with Santa Clarita Sheriffs for this year's holiday toy drive. Spread joy to a child, bringing a new toy to Frontier Toyota on Valencia Boulevard and Creekside. Test drive Frontier Toyota's most enticing new models, including the exciting 2019 Camry. Frontier Toyota, no games, just great deals. Like the world's best-selling Tacoma truck, or test drive the 2019 Corolla. The Santa Clarita Sheriff Toy Drive and Frontier Toyota, a tradition of giving back to Santa Clarita.
The Art Gallery of Santa Clarita Artists Association, located in downtown Newhall on 6th Street between Railroad and Main, features local members' original artwork with changing exhibits every 2 months. Purchase affordable art for your home or as gifts. Open Friday through Sunday or by appointment. Artists wishing to join the SCAA can visit santaclaritaartist.org, come to our free monthly meetings at Barnes & Noble, or stop by the gallery. For upcoming shows, check us out at santaclaritaartist.org. We make visual art visible.
Join us at our 4th annual community tree lighting at the Valencia Marketplace on Thursday, December 6th from 5 to 8 p.m. The celebration will feature entertainment by choirs from area schools, Magic Castle magician Dennis Farrell. Our KHTS fire truck's going to be on scene along with Santa Claus, who's going to be available for photos and to greet children. Tree lighting's at 7 p.m. and bring an unwrapped toy as we kick off our annual Sheriff Toy Drive. So join us December 6th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Valencia Marketplace on the Old Road in Stevenson Ranch.
Hi, I'm Miles McNamara, Certified Senior Advisor and owner of Comfort Keepers and Home Care. Our caregivers help you in your own home. A Comfort Keeper can provide companionship, meal preparation, medication monitoring, assistance with personal care, transportation to doctor appointments, all enhancing your independence and safety in the comfort and privacy of your own home. So if you or someone you love could use a helping hand at home, call Comfort Keepers at 287-4200. That's 287-4200.
Hey there, it's Tori with your Hometown Station weather. Showers are expected later today, continuing through Thursday night. Today's highs in the mid-60s, but even cooler tomorrow. For anything and everything Santa Clarita Valley related, go to hometownstation.com or find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KHTS Radio.
Your hometown station.
Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64?
Welcome back to the Senior Hour. I'm Barbara Cochran on your hometown station, KHTS, and we're speaking with the one and only Dr. Thomas Polucki.
It's awesome to be here, Barbara. Thanks. This is, we'll have one more in December. So we'll have one more show with you the last week in December. If Jean and you will have that show. I don't know what the last Thursday, or is it Wednesday?
Yes. Don't hurry up, time.
The last Wednesday falls on. Hopefully that's not the holiday. I don't know.
I haven't looked that far, actually.
Right?
I seem to be going one day at a time right now.
It's horrible. But so we've been talking about diet, nutrition. I don't know that seniors are that interested in weight loss unless it is a real medical condition.
No, I agree with you because there are too many other things to think about.
Sure.
There really are.
Yeah.
And
so
for seniors to focus on weight gain or weight loss,
right.
I think to me it's a waste of time.
Absolutely. So it is more of a quality of life.
Absolutely more of a quality of life.
I don't think anybody would be too upset, regardless of how you feel about it, would be too upset if they didn't have to take more and more medication all the time.
I would agree.
Yeah. So that's my focus of the benefits of nutrition for the senior population. Not so much the weight loss, which is certainly the emphasis for every other group of the population.
That's right.
Because we are number one in obesity, and that also correlates with all of the diseases: cancer, diabetes, heart attack, stroke.
And one of the things that has always concerned me is there are so many obese people, men and women.
Yep.
And you think,
that's
why?
not by accident.
Why? Why are they doing that to their bodies?
Well, we've been given some bad information for several years, and it is what I call the ice cream diet.
Well, that makes sense.
So
the ice cream diet.
The number one rule of marketing is give the people what they want. Give the people what they want. And unfortunately, people want to eat whatever they want. People want food to taste amazing, almost addictively amazing. And they don't want to have any responsibility for the consequences. So that's what all of the marketing, and when I say marketing, I'm not just talking about McDonald's or Doritos or Coca-Cola or any of those large food corporations. When I talk about marketing, I'm talking it filters into every area of our lives. Convenience and feeling good and not worrying about what the consequences down the road might be has been the marketing agenda for every product and service out there for the past 50 years. And we are literally paying with it with our lives.
That's very true.
And if that doesn't scare you so much, it's not so much that, oh, it's going to shorten your life. It's that it's absolutely going to decrease the quality of your life. And that's what this show is about. And that's why I'm here, to try to increase the quality of your life. And that rarely comes from taking more and more pills every year.
No, that's very true, because the pills do have an effect on you.
Absolutely.
No matter what you think, how much good you think they're doing, in the long run, they don't.
Yeah, well, yes, that's true. That's absolutely true.
No, they don't.
So that's what this series of talks are throughout 2019 in my office. The way to contact, to get on that list so you're notified one way or another, whichever the best form of notification would be for you, is to call my office, 753-9340, and we'll put you on the list and let you know what talks are coming up and what the schedule is, so you can decide whether you want that information or not. The last talk of the year is happening on December 11th in my office. That's a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And it is called New Diet Health Facts. You will learn how to really make food your medicine, the right foods that are going to work for you, how to figure that out. How to pick safe sleep supplements if you're having a problem with sleeping, knowing what to look for and what to stay away from, because sleep is an issue for every segment of the population. And how to choose your best natural health management. Try to stay out of pain without taking pills for every problem, and we have a great reputation for doing that for our patients.
Dr. Polucki, this was an incredible session.
Thank
it really
you.
was very, very informative.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again next month,
Yes.
I'm assuming. Yes.
Yes. I don't know what the last Wednesday of the month falls on,
I don't
because the
either.
holidays might interrupt that.
That's right. But that's all right. If we don't catch you the next month, we'll get you the following.
There you go.
There we are. And we are sponsored by Comfort Keepers in-Home Hair, Advanced Audiology. Now go and enhance your quality of life.